Hi, it's Elaine Cooper here, better known as Gramma Greenthumbs, and I've got some tower garden maintenance to do today, so I thought I would bring you on in. Thanks for joining me. Now, I have turned the lights off because with the lights on, the glare, you wouldn't be able to see the tower with them on. This is what it looks like as I plug in. There you go. How beautiful is that? And I've got some purple beans growing on here. I've been harvesting these all week, so you can see the size of them. I have some basil here. I have a beautiful romaine lettuce here that I'm going to harvest. I have oregano here. I have other small romaine on the top. So there you have it. I'm going to turn the lights off so you can see what I'm doing. And there's that bean that I just picked off the tower. So first of all, I'm going to show you some of the things that I actually have for tower maintenance. It's fairly easy and inexpensive. It's just those extra things that are nice to have around. One of them is a spray bottle. This has a bit of insecticidal soap in it. And all I do is I spray little forts. Inevitably, whether you have soil garden or whether you have tower gardening, you're going to get these tiny, tiny, like fruit flies. And this is organic and not harmful. You just wash it off before you eat the veggies. It's part of the growing thing. I also have a pair of kitchen scissors. Now you can use kitchen scissors or you can use plain and simple a knife with your fingers. And this I wouldn't be without. This for harvesting is awesome. It is a three-piece actually spinner. It's just a salad spinner that I can take the leaves off the tower, pop them in here, rinse them, spin them, and eat them. As simple as that. You might want to have a wooden spoon hanging around if you have kitchen utensils that you're not using, or something that's old and not so useful anymore, or you can just go to one of the cheapy stores and grab yourself a spoon. That way you're not mixing your nutrients with your hands. The other thing I like to have is once in a while, I'm going to be taking off plants, especially this time of the year. Spring has sprung. And I'm going to be transplanting this geranium, which is a heritage geranium. I am going to be transplanting that off into soil. The root is well rooted and it just has a little bit of water in the bottom to keep it going until I transplant it. So what else have I got here? Oh yes, I have a very useful cloth, and if you're interested, I'll tell you where I got it, to wipe off some of the mineral deposits. And you might see a little bit of the green. Now, the green is not mold. There's nothing rotting in it. It's actually algae. And it is created when the nutrients, the nitrogen in the nutrients and the air mix. And that's normal. You're going to see it on top of some of your rock wool or whatever you're using. Maybe you're using coconut coir too. Now, I have a couple of containers here to measure out the nutrients. I marked on it how much I need to put in for each time I refill water. Now, I've already put my water in the tower, and I keep water in a bucket like this. I keep water like this in the bathroom, in the shower, or you can keep it around your tower. This is gardening indoors. You can do it and put them around your tower outdoors. Why? Because if you're using city water or town water, you want to get rid of the chlorine in it, and leaving it sit for about 24 to 48 hours will help to get rid of that chlorine, which the plants don't like. Now I want to show you something that's been going on with my beans this week. I knew I needed to check things out. You can see a little bit of brown on there. Now that brown is telling me that the nutrients were too strong. So when I checked it, for sure, my acid level, the pH level, was too low. And so I had to put in some of the adjuster. So this is what you get with your tower. You get your uppers and your downers. This is a pH minus and this is a pH plus. So this is your base and this is your acid. So I need to regulate that a little bit. So I just tore off those leaves, and you're going to find that too when you're out planting in soil. So it's really very common. I have a celery here, and it's been sitting in the port. I've had this growing for 6 months now. Yes, I do trim off the roots every once in a while, and I'm going to put her aside because I'm going to be starting some fresh plants. I have another biggie here that I want to show you. Now, I could be just taking these off, and you can see the roots that are coming out. That's the kind of roots you find inside each one of those ports. The first year I was growing, I was really fascinated. I had that. You don't see roots like that growing. In soil, they're all underneath. Now you can see we're a week to 10 days to see the size of that baby. Well, that's going over for a dinner, and that is one plant of romaine. So I'm going to take it off and wash it and spin it for dinner later. Now I also want to take off a couple of the beans because I'm putting on some new transplants. I'm putting on some transplant here. This basil has been growing also for 6 months. This oregano, this thyme, and I'm harvesting constantly. So I just want to see what I need to take off and what I need to start again. These on the back here that I'm wiggling, well, those are tomato plants. And the tomato plants are going to be ready to put outside because these lights don't give them the nutrients they need, or that light spectrum that they need. Not nutrients, but the light spectrum that they need to blossom and then produce the fruit. But that's just one of the suggestions that's made when you get your tower, is that you grow tomatoes and you grow cucumbers and you grow any flowering, fruiting vegetables or fruit outside. Tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, zucchini, and things like that. So there are people that are doing it and they are growing it inside. Hey, you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it anyway. And I did grow tomatoes. They grow like Flynn. I would have grown them on the bottom, and they were up about 6 feet high. So they grow really well, but really the yield was not so great. So what else do I want to show you here? I have kale on the other side, and I have cilantro as well that I'll be taking off. Now, when I take out one of the plants, there is going to be some yucky looking stuff. And you can see it's kind of dark. So all I'm going to do is just hold the tower, steady it a little bit, and wipe that off. Really not all that much to do. I don't do this every week. I'm just doing it this week. But your regular maintenance is making sure that you have, there's enough water in here, the recommended amount, that the nutrients are in there, and then the pH level is at a beneficial growing level. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I reached in and grabbed a little bit of the water in the tower. Now, I know it's good because yesterday I was doing all this myself. Hi there. Got your tea? I got my tea. I always love doing these chats with you. So what I'm going to do now, if I can find it, I have my little pH, little bottle of pH, and right on this bottle actually has the different levels. It has the different colors. So depending on what the color of water is, will depend if I need to modify it. 2, 3. Oh, that looks pretty good. Now it's right at 6. I could bring that down if I wanted to a little bit. You can see it. Oh, can't see it really well. It looks more orange when I'm looking at there. So I want to keep it between the 5 and the 6.5 level. And it's a nice color of green right there in the middle at 6. So 5 to 6.5. It looks a little bit jaundicey. Hey, that's the right color. So I don't need to check that again unless I put more water in it. sometime next week, but I'm going to be on the road, so that's going to be what it will do. And I love having a tower garden because I don't have to be here. It waters itself. If you can hear it, it's watering itself right now. The lights come on and go off at appropriate times. I got them all timed. And I can be gone for, I've been gone as long as 10 days to 2 weeks. So other than that, there's just somebody coming in to put some water in. And this is the little cover that covers the water access. Oh, before I do that, there may be roots going down. You saw how long those roots were a few minutes ago? I pulled out some roots earlier. So there may be some roots. I'm just going to reach in underneath, see if I can catch any more. And these are coming from the bean, so I nutrients in the water and use it much faster. So these are the nutrients, part A and part B. Whoops, part B. And that's what I use. They are earth minerals, and they nourish the plants as needed. Now, I mentioned earlier that you do want to make sure that the plants have a pH level. You can use your plus or minus to change that pH level. All you're doing is really testing it like you would an aquarium. Now, I have transplanted, or I had seeded some seedlings a while ago. Some are successful. Look at the size of this basil. And some not so much. But that also depends on the seed that you're using. And some of them will, some of them won't. So what? I also have nasturtium on my other tower. This is my teeny little nasturtium. The other ones are like 8 times bigger than this. So that's it for today. A little bit of tower maintenance with Gramma Greenthumbs. Follow me here on Facebook or on YouTube at Elaine Cooper, your Better Living Coach. Get up and grow. What do you say? Get up and grow something. Bye.